Hey, what's up, everyone? Oh, my bad. People requested me to do a video in English and English only, so I'm gonna try not to speak in Punjabi, but we're gonna see. So the video that you saw, the one that I recently did about dispatching step by step in Punjabi, so I'm gonna try to do the same video in English. So we're looking at something. If we start looking at the fundamentals of dispatching, like I explained in that video, you're taking some stuff from point A to point B to point C, right? There are people involved in the movement of that freight. We're strictly dealing with freight and the driver and the customer and the vendor, okay, and the broker. So there are multiple parties involved. So as far as a dispatcher is concerned, we're only dealing with, let's say I'm a dispatcher, so I'm going to be only dealing with my driver and the person who brokered that load to me. Basically, I am representing my company, so I'm the face of my company. The way I deal with the customers on the phone, the way I talk to them, and it totally resonates what kind of company I work for and how they deal with their customers. So customer should always remain on top, and drivers and dispatchers, they're both working for the customer. So I know, and logically speaking, a driver is working for that company, right? Let's say ABCD Inc. So the driver works for ABCD, but he's doing the work that is given to us by the customer. So the priority is the customer, and when they broker those loads out to us, as soon as you pick up a load from their dock, it is the carrier's responsibility. That is, let's say I pick up a shipment from their dock. As soon as I pick it up from them, it's my liability. Anything happens to that freight, it's my liability and my problem. So I gotta deal with it if any damages, any loss, theft, whatever, during transit. And then what other things that I discussed in that video was, some of them, I'm gonna try to put everything together. They were basically, dispatching simplified is somebody telling you to do something from point A to point B. As in, I tell you, pick up a load in Toronto, here are the details from this shipper, and go deliver it into California. And I'm gonna give you the shipper as well. So you all you do is you collect all the paperwork, you file it up, set up the border crossing and stuff. What border would you want to cross? Let's say you want to cross Sarnia, you want to cross Port Huron. It's same thing. So when we're crossing into the States, it's called Port Huron, from Canada to the States. And when you're crossing back into Canada from the US, it's called Sarnia. So basically looking at a different city which you're entering. Likewise, Detroit and Windsor, right? Similar. And you're putting your PAPs to go out, PARs to come in into Canada. And like, to me, the language change is basically, it's not hindering the progress of this video, but I'm going to try to inculcate or include everything possible. And as I say, it's a very vast subject to deal with. It basically does not require a person to get a course, or it only requires experience. And how do you get experience? By getting started. How do you get started? You look for a company that can help you out get a job, and you start building your way from there. Many bigger companies, they do hire new people, and you build your way up. As soon as you get an entry in the company, and then they keep building you up, like they promote you from within. The second thing that a dispatcher will include in his day-to-day shifts is running loads with different specifications. Let's say a load can be dry freight. Dry freight as in no temperature required, no specific placarding required. Okay, so it can be a dry hazmat as well. Hazmat means hazardous material. You gotta be specific, like what class is it, what UN code is it. Every hazardous good is classified into different classes, and depending on what class is it, you gotta put those placards on beside your trailers. It's more of a driver's responsibility, but the instructions be passed on by the dispatcher to the driver that this is your load, which is a Certus. Make sure you have the placards on, and you can have a refrigerated control, like temperature controlled trailer going across. Let's say you're doing produce or you're doing like protect from freeze or something like that. So those are one of the things. And let's say you're sending out a trailer into California, make sure your drivers know to put the trailer axles on the 40-foot mark from the fifth wheel, and then adjusting the weights as well. I'm gonna put a picture in the video, a little bit here and there. Look at that picture. To basically adjust the weights, you will just need to move the axles in two different directions, back or front, right? Based on that, but if you're going to California, you can't adjust the back axle, the trailer axle, because it has to stay on 40. And if you're on 41, if you're on 42, I know some drivers will say, oh, I've been crossing the state of California, I'm on 41, 42, they don't do anything. I know they can be lenient at sometimes, but they will not be always lenient. It depends on the officer, totally. If they let you in, they let you in. If they don't, you find a cross dog at the port of entry, sorry, and you gotta deal with it. So it's basically a big problem for you and your company and your driver. So moving on to something that can help the company grow in a very positive way is talking to your customers very politely. Like I said, customer is and has to stay on top of the game because they're giving us the freight, right? And you maybe you get into a fight with the customer overall in the emails and whatever, but you should know your end limit of, when you're approaching that limit, you gotta cut down, you gotta keep shut, you gotta zip it up. Because in the end, he is the one giving you loads. He's the one keeping your trucks moving, and you do not want that biasness that, hey, I don't deal with this guy, because that's gonna minimize the business you do in the market. And you should learn how to do business with everyone equally, because you're the one getting the business, and to get the business you have to be open to everyone, and you have to be basically, like, let's say, universal. Prove a point in the market that you are somebody they can rely on. Once you build that reliability, they will not go away from you. Even before they post the load on the load link, they will send it over to you on your email directly. Nobody will ever know that this load exists because it's not going to the load port and you're not booking it from the link, but you're booking it directly.